Hello everybody, it's Shady here, and today we had a pretty awesome announcement. So the next game in the Like a Dragon series is to be released on February 28th, 2025. Yeah, and this is really exciting because for the first time, well, I guess not for the first time, but this is the first game to have Majima as the main character. And obviously, the reason why I said technically not really, because obviously Yakuza 0, he's kind of a dual protagonist, isn't he? But this is the first one where he's actually just a full-on protagonist. And yeah, it looks really cool. So by the looks of it, it's actually a sequel to Infinite Wealth, or like a side game, similar to like The Man Who Erased His Name. So obviously it's going to be kind of in between the main numbered ones. So obviously we know that Yakuza 9 is kind of in development from what they're saying or what I've heard. And yeah, so we got this game to look forward to. And by the looks of it, yeah, it looks really cool. So this one is actually called Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza. And it's basically, looks like it's the Hawaii map from Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, or, you know, Yakuza 8. If you guys don't know, if you haven't played that game, that's obviously one of the RPG ones where we play as Ichiban and Kiryu. And we basically have both the Japanese map and the Hawaii map. And obviously in this game, obviously it's a bit of an asset flip, so we have the Hawaii section. And what makes it really cool is it's obviously set in modern day, but we have Majima as a pirate captain with a like full-on old school pirate ship, like a wooden one with like, you know, one of the giant kind of wheels and everything. It looks amazing. He's wearing like a full pirate getup and everything. So from what we can gather from the trailer, it looks like he wakes up in the middle of the desert, similar to like what we see Ichiban do for the first teaser for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, or I'll just call it Infinite Wealth. And yeah, he wakes up on this beach. There's this kid who kind of he meets, who kind of like wakes him up, whatever. And then he realizes there's these pirates kind of causing trouble. So then he decides to become a pirate captain himself to kind of try to, you know, sort things out. And yeah, it looks really cool. So obviously what's great is this is back to the beat 'em up style game. So obviously it's not like, you know, 7 and 8 where they're sort of the turn-based RPGs with the job system. This is going to be your brawler style game. And it looks like there's kind of two distinct styles of brawling. So we have the pirate ship ones where it looks like you're kind of doing ship combat and like fighting other people, and then you have like your standard combat on air or on land. And obviously what's really interesting is they've actually evolved the combat system by the looks of it. You actually have a jump button now, so there's a bit more kind of to this combat system. Almost looks a bit more Devil May Cry Bayonetta-esque, which is really cool, but obviously you're still fighting more enemies. So it looks like on the ships it's almost Musha style, like there's quite a few enemies and then not so many on land anyway. And obviously, as always with the Yakuza games, there's like all of this side stuff you can do. Looks like there's going to be plenty of mini games. So it looks like the cart mini game is returning. There's the delivery mini game, Crazy Delivery, which is obviously a nod to Crazy Taxi, and some other stuff, arcade games, all of that cool stuff. And yeah, it's shaping up to be a really cool game. I mean, I'm super excited, mainly because, you know, like Majima, I think is like one of the coolest characters ever. And yeah, just getting to, because obviously in Yakuza 0, we play as him before he's the Mad Dog. And actually getting to play as him as the Mad Dog is just cool as hell. And yeah, he's just like, I think he's just like one of the coolest, most amazing characters ever, because he's like so insanely over the top. And, you know, he's basically just like, he's like, if the Joker was in a Japanese gangster movie, essentially. That's pretty much what it is, and what makes him so cool. You know, he's very sort of over the top flamboyant, kind of, you know, has that flair about him, which is really cool. And yeah, I'm just super excited for this game. There's even like a collector's edition, which comes with some cool stuff. You get like an acrylic stand of Majima, and his eye patch as well. And I think there was like a map or something like that. Some like really cool stuff. And there's like a doubloon style coin, which is kind of awesome as well. So yeah, I think part of the plot is there's some like treasure that these pirates are after, and he wants to get before them. So yeah, I'm assuming that this is going to be a bit more. I'm sure there'll still be a little bit of melodrama, but it's going to be a much more light-hearted game. A cool little kind of palate cleanser after, you know, Yakuza 8, or sorry, Like a Dragon 8. I need to get that right, don't I? It's not Yakuza anymore. But yeah, the game just looks awesome. Yeah, I'm going to try to get a hold of that collector's edition. Unfortunately, it's not available yet to, at least to buy in the UK. You can pre-order the game digitally already, obviously on all platforms. And this is the coolest part, actually. This game is still coming to the last generation systems, so it's going to be on both PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series systems, and Steam. So it's coming to everything, which is awesome. And yeah, I just think it's badass that last gen systems are still getting these games. Like, you know, the Dragon engine was essentially built for like the PlayStation 4 class hardware, so there's really no reason why these games can't come to those platforms. And it's just so cool that they're doing it. You know, they're not going to get like an amazing amount of sales comparison to the next gen systems. Like, I'm sure PS5 and Steam are going to be the majority of the sales, and I have an inkling that this is probably going to be a day-and-date Game Pass thing as well, like most of the Sega games have been. Obviously, this isn't confirmed at the moment of the time of this video, but Microsoft have announced they're doing I think a half-an-hour TCG show where they're going to be announcing some stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that game is coming to Game Pass. So yeah, unless you really want to own the game, I would say hold out a few weeks before pre-ordering it if you're one of the Xbox guys, or I guess if you're playing on Windows as well, because that would include the PC version Game Pass as well. But just wait on that one if you're interested. Obviously, I'm going to be buying it on PS5 myself. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I hope I can get a hold of that collector's edition. And yeah, it also, like I said, what's awesome is there's a physical edition. Yeah, I guess it's because of the criticism of the man who erased his name, the sort of Kiryu side game that was out the year before, last year I think it was. Basically, you know, they just did a physical run in Japan only, from what I remember. And yeah, for some reason outside they just didn't do it, and I'm assuming sales compared to that and then like Infinite Wealth were drastic, I would imagine, because I really feel like you know, Yakuza fans in general are the kind of people who would prefer a physical version of a game. So really cool that that's available. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm really excited as always. Obviously, you know, there is a lot of Yakuza games coming out at the moment. It's basically become an annual release thing. Obviously, you know, it is one of Sega's big cash cows, and it's kind of great in a way, because I'm sure everyone knows this, but there was this real struggle to get the Yakuza games during the PS3 era over here. It was like this massive fan petition, and then I think it took Sony to sort of negotiate with Sega to get, I think it was, yeah, from like Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 over here, because I think 1 and 2 over here or something, and then, yeah, they just didn't do a bunch of others, and then obviously they ported the other ones over, and then eventually did remakes, and now the series is massive. And it's just really awesome to see, because it's an amazing series. You know, what makes it so great is it has like, it's like this amazing kind of melodrama, kind of gangster thing, just really awesome. Kind of, there's a lot of nods to a lot of the Yakuza genre of movies. So if you're a fan of those movies, I think there's a lot of like Easter eggs and things you'd love, especially if you play Yakuza 0. There's tons of that in there. There's like these 3 massive Japanese actors who are known for doing these different Yakuza movies as the villains in that game, for example. You know, there's a character in that game who is basically Kakahara from Ichi the Killer, and just loads of cool shit like that. So yeah, but then also it's really silly and over the top. You have these amazing side missions that are just funny as hell, literally laugh out loud, and you don't know where these things are going. Also, I just love how they go about doing the side quests as well. They call them sub-stories, and you just explore the world. You'll bump into someone, they'll start chatting about something, and you kind of like intervene, and like you go off on these crazy quests where you don't know what the hell's going to happen. It's just amazing. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have to say. Really exciting news as always, and yeah, obviously, you know, you're going to see the gameplay footage over this video, and you be the judge of yourself. But yeah, like I said, I'm getting it day one. Really friggin' looking forward to it. Anyway, guys, have a great rest of your day.